So I'm here with Darien Davis, who has won the historical category for the Symphony of AI Award for Best Image. Wow, what a mouthful that is! That title always gets longer and longer the more I do these competitions. How do you feel? And we'll be right back with Darien after this word from one of my sponsors. So, Catalyst is one of my sponsors, and this is a little bit of a promo for them. So, with Catalyst, you can create visual stories with consistent characters and scenes using storyboard AI. This is for filmmakers, advertisers, and content creators, and more. Catalyst is the best way to visualize your ideas using storyboard AI. Use it for creative pitches, storyboards, video ideas, and more. There's a link in the description of this video. So if you want to sign up, that is my affiliate link. So I do get a little bit of commission. So I appreciate if you use that link. Otherwise, Catalyst is only sponsoring just the one prize, so I don't get anything out of this. Store, Catalyst aren't paying me to do this promo. They're simply giving me a prize for one of my competitions. So if you'd like to sign up, please use the link. Until next time, I shall speak to you soon. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, and yeah, it's really honoured to have won.
Nice. So can you tell us a little bit about your image and why you chose those themes?
Sure, absolutely. There's so much history that we can all pick from, right? But for me, one of the things that came to mind was the Magna Carta, and um, the crossings over from Spain to America early on. And for me, this image, when I was generating images, it really just stood out due to a combination of things like the leading lines, the way that light was falling on the subject, and in particular, this lead character who had a slightly sort of uncomfortably inhuman face, but for me, it still worked. There was a lot of motivated lighting and quite a lot of story for me, either side of before the image and after the image. Who is this figure raising their hands to, in the sky, topped off with this character to the side that almost looks like they're taking a photo of the waves in the distance.
Yeah,
But
it did look like that a bit.
yeah,
Actually. Yeah.
but for me, yeah, it was the one that really stuck out in terms of ticking all the boxes: composition, leading lines, motivated lighting, really interesting lighting, textures of wood and the waves and the sky and so on. And yeah, I felt that it was the one that stood out and conveyed a snapshot or a glimpse of a historical moment that could be real and could fit in a history
Nice.
context.
Well, you are an award winner now, so you should write this in your profile. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
joking.
to. I shall indeed. Thank you. Thank you.
So, can you tell us a bit about what you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, sure. So I'm quite busy in a good way. The key things I'm working on at the moment, I can share a little bit with you. I'll just drop some of those and share my screen. One of the main things I'm working on at the moment is I am both offering free and paid training as Midjourney Maestro.
Yeah.
So my website here, this is a little citation to the Kepler Files crew that I'm a part of. We're actually,
Yeah.
yeah, we're working on volume 2 of that.
Oh,
That's
brilliant.
super exciting. And yeah, I've been building this out for a while. There's basically a treasure trove of 350 pages of free training for anybody who doesn't want to pay and wants to, go down the route of doing self-learning. It's a lot of what I teach anyway, and have taught companies and cohorts and individuals for pay. But it's all focused on advanced generative AI, creative and commercial application of imagery. And then, yeah, from a training perspective, there's a few different options that I'm giving people that basically give them the means to go either shallow or super deep. I'm hosting a portfolio of my work on the website where I'm doing everything from, concept art and so on to one of my favorites, which is book covers, is a bit of a fascination of mine at the moment.
I particularly like your artistic stuff.
Thank you.
I think, well, for me, I think that's where you shine the most.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just for the audience, if you're not familiar with Darien, like I do find he's one of the few people that has their own unique style in this landscape of
It's very
millions
kind.
of AI generators out there.
No, I
Um,
really appreciate that.
it's really difficult to be unique when there's so many options and so many
Yeah,
people emulate you very soon after you do the initial
absolutely.
concept. Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to see your images influence the model generation as well. And down the line, see images that clearly have cited some of the images that you maybe were the first to generate or come up with, it would seem.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeping very busy on that front.
Mhm.
And then I co-run a company, Nextelligence, with my partner, Dr. Rona Thiessen, who is a data science and machine learning specialist, a PhD no less, and highly experienced in that. She's our director of AI. The work that we're doing through Nextelligence overlaps with some of the creative work that I'm offering through and as midjourney Maestro. But as Nextelligence, we are basically operating as a platform, as it were, and consultancy where we are advising companies and working with companies and or project builders and project leaders to help them implement AI solutions within their work. One of the things that we've done to keep things very simple is we actually have defined ourselves through three core proficiencies or areas. As I said, there's some overlap with what we're doing with midjourney Maestro, and that's creative deployment or development work. So a lot of this is overlap. But from a technical standpoint, which is a bit of a misnomer because everything AI is technically technical, but from that perspective, we're actually doing a lot of work in the realms of data science, machine learning, and chatbots and conversational AI. We actually have our own hair operating here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
How long did it take you to work on that? Did you
Uh,
develop it?
yeah. I mean, we're quite skilled, so it didn't take that long. But yeah,
Oh.
that's one of the
What
things.
languages do you know? Because before the call started, we were talking about Python.
Sure, sure, sure. So I don't particularly class myself as a coder. We do operate somewhat in the realms of no code. Dr. Owner is highly proficient in using Python and a few other languages.
What's that? What
I
did you say? Dot what? Sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Owner. So my partner in Nextelligence. So she
Ah,
she is highly proficient with Python and
yeah,
a few other languages. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, in the case of that, that's something that we we used a no code solution for, and it's operating really, really well.
I actually think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I'm using it myself, actually.
Yeah, there's I mean there's 20 or so options, right?
Yeah,
As with all of these things.
yeah, yeah.
But what I'm super excited about is actually this, which is at present just a holding page, but we have a third sort of aspect to what we're offering,
What's that
which
page?
is
Can you go down a little bit?
utilities. And we're calling it utilities because we are actually building ourselves apps and tools that can help support people in the realms of productivity and their capacity to both operate across creative and or technical kind of areas using generative AI. So whilst I can't go massively into detail about it,
Hmm.
one of the things that we are developing at the moment is a productivity app that is essentially going to help solve some of the issues that remote working and collaborating teams face in terms of things like working across different time zones, syncing their communication, and so on. And yeah, that's currently we've just recently finished up on the UX and the UI for that, and our
Oh, right.
developers.
I've
We have a
tested some
developer.
of these before. Yeah, yeah.
So you're going to get a beta access for that for
Oh,
sure.
nice, nice, Darren. Thank you.
Yeah, very proud of it. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that sounds like you've been really busy.
Yeah,
Honestly,
super busy, super busy.
you must be
Yeah,
just doing that evenings and weekends, right?
I'm doing it all the time when I can. Yeah, I mean
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Nice.
the people that I found for to help develop our app, again, we operate in a kind of hybrid fashion. So these people are essentially remotely working in different parts of the world. And again, our app is going to help to solve some of the issues we've faced, even working with people in that similar capacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's something that's kind of new for me in a sense is getting help. You know, it's always helpful to get help from others and collaborate with
Yeah.
others.
Yeah. You
Um,
need it if you want to be
you need it.
successful. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then yeah, on the more creative side, really excited about the work that's going on with the Kepler crew. Um, yeah, so a special mention should go to them, Marco Morales, Fabian Schlosser,
So
you know.
Kepler,
And
for everyone doesn't know, it's the book, isn't it? Right?
so yeah, so Kepler was well, the Kepler files was initially developed by Marco Morales and Fabian Schlosser. Um, And since that initial time of them releasing an alpha edition PDF, it expanded as a concept and as a project. So you have Nina Caballero, you have myself, you have Killian McDonald, James Harper is a space scientist, literally putting things into space. Well, a space engineer, should I say? Um, and yeah, the team works collaboratively and remotely across about 5 or 6 different time zones. Um, and with volume one, we basically released. I think I may even have a copy.
Oh yeah.
I do indeed.
I was just there.
I do. So yeah, this is volume one that we
Oh yeah,
released,
yeah. I remember that
and
image on LinkedIn. Yeah.
you can find it on yeah Kepler files.
Mm,
If you Google the Kepler files,
yeah.
and yeah, we're expanding it massively, which is super exciting from a kind of narrative and multimedia perspectives, music, video, and various other things. So yeah, I was very fortunate enough to just get back from about 10 days in Bali, and
Oh, I've been there. Whereabouts
yeah,
did you go?
I went to the south,
Hmm.
so not far from a place called Nusa Dua, and yeah,
Yeah.
basically, while I was there, I managed to put together basically a framework, a narrative framework for well, how many would it be? It would have been approximately 8, 9, well, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, probably about 54 different sort of story sections across 5 different character setups. And yeah, a lot of work. But
What's the
yeah,
final output for that?
so we're still defining what that's going to look like. But we're fairly sure and certain that the size of it will be, from a book perspective, a lot larger than the initial one, which capped out at just under 100 pages.
Yeah.
So it's highly likely to be at least in the realm of 3 times that much, and to be a lot more story driven and character driven, where we were really just setting the tone and establishing in a kind of epilogue style way the remits of the story. But yeah, we're building out things out like games for it. We're actually built a Marco has built a game, and we're testing that at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's super exciting.
What kind of game is it?
So that's actually more like a traditional game in the form of board game style game,
Oh.
or role playing game of
Hmm.
sorts. But again, it's in the early days of testing, so we're all playing it and
Oh,
testing
right.
it out before we release it to the public,
Wow. Yeah.
and or align it with whatever storytelling we're building around the initial volume one, and then expanding into volume two. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I expect some more social media posts from you about that
Oh
then.
yeah, there will be. There will be. Yeah, we're just busy toiling away and yeah, working on it at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right. Thanks so much, Darren.
no worries. Thank you.